This is Yvonne Mason, your friendly, independent, best-selling Florida author. It's been a while since I have been on here doing my little podcast for you, but I wanted to spend a few minutes to talk about some things this morning. With all the talk and grief and pain of what's been going on over the weekend and all the wording of I can't take any more of death, I have to say, yes, you can. Death is part of living. We're born to die. That's what my father used to tell me. We are born to die. But what we do while we're living says a lot about what happens after we die. Since 2008, I've lost 8 people. Among those that I've lost have been my aunts, my sister, my 13-year-old granddaughter, and my father. I lost my father and my granddaughter 6 weeks apart. We're coming up on the 1-year anniversary of my 13-year-old granddaughter. And while I have a hole in my heart because I've lost these people and I love them all dearly, I choose not to dwell on the fact that they're gone. I choose instead to celebrate the fact that I was loaned them for as long as I was. My 13-year-old granddaughter left a legacy that is absolutely unreal. Yeah, she was only 13 years old. But during those 13 years, she touched more lives than most of us ever touch in our lifetime, whether it be 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, even 100. She loved, she laughed, she gave. She didn't hate. She forgave quickly. And in the end, she gave the ultimate gift of life. Her organs were given to 6 people. Among those 6 people was a 12-year-old girl who now will be able to have children of her own, who will have children of their own, and the legacy continues. We have gained new family members because the organs of my grandchild now beats and moves and functions in their bodies. So we are connected more than just by word or deed. We are connected now by blood because our DNA now moves in the lives of those people and the people after them. So when someone says, I'm sick of death, I can't deal with any more death, my comment to them is, sure you can. Because it is a circle. We are born to die. All men must die. But what we do between the day we're born and the day we die, which is called the dash, says a lot about who we are and about what we leave behind. Even Omar Mateen left a legacy. He was born, he died, but he left a legacy. Sure, it was a legacy of crime and mass murder, but he left a legacy. He will forever be remembered for that legacy. What do you want to be remembered for? Do you want to be remembered for always moaning, groaning, griping, complaining, whining, talking about how bad the world is, how bad your friends are, how bad your enemies are, what you don't have, what you wish you had, how you failed? Or do you want to be remembered for your kindness, your love, your unselfishness, being successful? Being successful is not how much money you make. It's how much fun you have at making that money. It's being contented with your life. It's working towards a dream. And even if you don't reach that lofty goal, whatever it is, you have succeeded because you work towards that dream. Death is inevitable. We are all going to die. But what are we going to do between the time we're born and the time we die? Are we going to mourn the loss of those we've already lost? Are we going to celebrate the fact that they lived and they left a piece of them behind? Are we going to wrap ourselves up in the memories of those that we love? Are we going to be continually angry because they died? Yes, there is a period of grief. We all grieve. Grief is natural. Even God grieved. He wept when his son was killed. But we have to move on. Because if we don't, then we disgrace the memory of those people that have left us. We should not mourn their death. We should celebrate the fact that we had them in our life for a small time. I choose to be grateful that I had my sister, my father, my granddaughter, my aunts, because they all are still with me. They all left a part of who they were behind. They left me with life's lessons. They left me with opinions. They left me with who they were. You see, death is not the end, unless we choose it to be. And when we say we can't handle any more death, then we tempt God because we can handle more than we think. When we say life is unfair, that's a lie. Life is not unfair. Life is life. All men must die. The trees die, the plants die, the grass dies, animals die. Everything dies and is regenerated. What happened over the weekend was horrible. I agree. We can either be angry for a long time, or we can take that experience and understand how much the radicals hate us. We can take that experience and wrap those victims around us like a warm cloak and remember the happy times. We can take that experience and understand that all men must die. It is what it is. We celebrate their life, or we wallow in self-pity and mourn their death. I choose to celebrate life. I choose to think of my granddaughter still living in others' bodies. I choose to think of my father whispering in my ear, "Yvonne, it'll be all right." I choose to think of my aunts getting on to me as a child and saying, "You can't do that, you'll get hurt," because they were all like my second mothers. I choose to think of my sister pounding her hand in her fist, talking about politics and being very passionate and being a patriot. She loved her country. All men must die. But what do we do with that dash? What do we leave behind? How do we celebrate the life and the dash of those that have gone on before? We cannot live in fear because they win. If we choose to be a victim, they win. We are survivors, and survivors have courage. And part of that courage is understanding all men must die. But we hold on to the dash. We hold on to that legacy. We celebrate life. We understand that there is a circle. It is called the circle of life. And we either choose to honor the life, or we choose to dishonor the life. I choose to honor the life. I choose to celebrate. I choose to understand that there is a circle and that none of us get out alive. So what do we do, those of us still here? Do we make that choice to leave a legacy? Or do we make the choice that when people say our name, they say it with disgust, dishonor, and hate? I choose to leave a legacy of love. I choose to leave a legacy that when people remember me, they say, yeah, she's the one that had someone dress up in the Grim Reaper's costume and stand at the head of her casket. And do it with laughter. I don't want anyone to mourn for me. I want people to celebrate me. To celebrate the fact that I was in their life for a short while. That maybe I made a difference for a short while. So as you go about your daily lives today, celebrate life. Drink a toast to those you love that have gone on before. Choose not to mourn their death. It's destructive. Yes, there's loss. It can never be filled. Choose life. And with that, I shall leave you until the next time. Follow me on Facebook under Yvonne Mason. Also go on Amazon and order my books. You'll see the true crimes there. Silent Scream and The Last Rites. You'll see other books too. But choose life. Until next time. Live, love, and laugh.